Are you gentle sprouts? メインスクリーンオン、主様。
Do my other hand. There we go. Okay, is everything working? Yes, everything is working. Monday fishing. I'm feeling sick. So that's all the news today. So I wasn't feeling that good yesterday. Soda supplies running low. Still snow on the ground outside. Hopefully we'll make it through the winter. Got like 3 things of soda left. Like 3 cans of soda, not 3 like 12 packs. Let's see, news on the news. This might be the last episode of Real Fishing Paradise 3D. Don't know, we're at the last level. Revenant Saga is out. Last episode, like, took, last episode was just, like, going through just one area, that was it. Gonna continue, let's see, what was I gonna say? Gonna continue to try to hit, like, Sunday, Monday for fishing, and Thursday/Friday for, Revenant Saga. I'm gonna try to actually get a schedule going, because, you know, people tend to show up when they actually know when you're streaming, rather than, hi, I'm in the mood, I think I'll hit the play button. Anyway, let's do some fishing. Switch to 3DS. Switch to 3DS. Switch to 3DS. Come on, Rentype. I'm not paying you for this. Switch to 3DS. I think he's on strike. Switch to 16:9?
16:9、主様。
Alright, now switch to 3DS. You're just not gonna switch to 3DS. Switch to 3DS.
3DS、主様。
There we go. Let's see. Looking here at all the Etrian Odysseys I have. Etrian Odyssey 4, Etrian Odyssey Nexus, Etrian Odyssey 5. Etrian Mystery Dungeon. I really should get back to that. Alright, just making sure my D-pad's working. I did check the game on my actual 3DS, and the fins actually they actually render properly. And I should note that this thing looks fantastic in 3D on the 3DS. Like, this guy is popping forward from the background. The Flooded Forest is truly a unique fishing spot. Not many fishermen get to experience something like it. You'll find Dorado there. Their bodies have a distinct gold shine to them. How about catching 3 Dorado over 2 feet 7 inches? So 3-ish feet. We're also probably gonna come back to this because we can see we have something here to catch. The game's done that before. That fish I might want to add is going the other direction in the on the actual hardware. So it's probably a mirroring issue, I think, maybe. Also, I should note, in actual 3D, like, the background is multi-layered. So where it looks like, you know, like you have some stuff coming forward, some going back. And you can see where the line is there, that's where the 3D stuff happens. And of course, all of the bottom part's all 3D and nice. Which I'm kind of sad that Nintendo got out of like a 3D screen. I understand that people didn't like it. Like, they'd hurt their eyes and give them headaches and all that stuff. And some people just can't see the 3D due to various things. But I enjoyed it. I'd like for it to still be an option. Still have been an option in Nintendo things. But they honestly should have had a 2DS at launch. I mean, especially, I mean, I get the whole, like, it's not intended for, like, children under 7. And it's like, you're aiming your handhelds at children, which means some of them are under 7. But, you know, since they released a 2DS, they gave that up. And then they decided to move into the phone and tablet market with the Switch. Which is more of a tablet than it is any kind of handheld system, really. It's not like a, That's why most mobile games are dumped onto it, is that it's basically a tablet with attachable joysticks. And, like tablets, you can usually hook your tablet up to any kind of, monitor, including a television with a USB-C out or a mini USB cable. And some of them have mini HDI cables. Like, they have a port for that, so it's just a glorified tablet. And you're paying $60 for a mobile game, basically, which is like... Yeah, Nintendo's greed. But people are happy to pay, and they're like, I got my value out of this, even though half of the game is DLC I had to pay for. Because people have been conditioned to just accept that, you know, it's usually the younger crowd who didn't grow up with games like... when you bought the game, you bought the game. That's the whole game right there. Yeah, it's a pretty fish. I'll keep it. And, like, very few games actually had expansion packs, because people are like, well, DLC is, like, just an expansion pack. And it's like, but not a lot of games, like, only Diablo and StarCraft and Warcraft and those kind of games were the only ones that really got expansion packs. Like, regular games didn't get expansion packs. You just bought the game, and then when you were done with the game, you were done with the game. And if you wanted more content, then, like, hopefully your game would get a sequel. It's not like you buy the game and then half of it's just DLC content, you know, and then they come out with a complete version, meaning the one you bought wasn't complete. You paid $60 for an incomplete product. And I just don't like people that are happy to, like, pay for incomplete products. It's like if they sold you half a pie in a full pie tin, that you saw that you weren't getting a full pie, and then they're like, well, the rest of the pie, you have to buy extra. And in the case of Nintendo, it's like, if you want this quality of life, like, if you want the whipped cream on your pie, you have to buy an amiibo or something. Like, it says it's like apple pie with whipped cream, but you still have to buy the whipped cream extra. And it's just sad that there's so many proponents of this, which doesn't give any companies incentive to not do it. Like, I can tell you right now, they literally sit down and plan the DLC out, like what they're gonna carve out of the game to make DLC. People will argue, oh no, DLC is made after the full game. It's like, no, no, no. They are literally carving up the game in the marketing department or the production department. Like, if it's a dinosaur game, you better believe that they're gonna put, like, the ultra popular dinosaurs as DLC. But there are actually programs out there that will allow you to get the DLC. Or, well... or you download the DLC. Well, it's mostly games that have, like, when you download the game, you've got all of the DLC. You just have to pay to, like, to have, like, a 2 kilobyte file that says, like, hey, this is set this DLC to true, and it just unlocks it. Like, the program just unlocks it for you. So, you know, it's like, hey, I like the game, I pay for the game, but I'm not gonna buy your DLC bullshit, so I'm just gonna get all that. Which, I did it for Monster Hunter World. Like, there were a couple DLCs I bought, and then I was like, there's so much DLC for that game that's just bullshit. And you're like, well, it's only cosmetics! Well, and your whole game is based upon cosmetics. It matters. But it's a game about hunting monsters! Everybody knows it's also a game about looking cool. That's why there's so many events where you can get, like... That's why there's a whole system to, like, make this weapon look like that weapon. Because there's only so many monsters you can hunt in the game, and once you've hunted them all, what is left? So there's like a midpoint between I don't really want to pirate the game, but I don't really want to pay for the DLC, to where you can just get the DLC for free. You have to look around for the program, though. It's not like... I don't think it's on your favorite site where you get your games. I'm seeing what else. Itch.io's being a problem. I think I've already highlighted that. As much as everyone wants to say Itch.io is like a bastion for like gaming and stuff, it's not really. They're kind of, they've opened the floodgates for anything and everything, and they're not being responsible and like patrolling what's on their place to make sure that it's not, like, you know, for pedophiles, or that the people have described the game as one way, but it's not really like that way. They just described it that way just so people... just so people will buy it and trick their brains into thinking that everything's a-okay, and it's like, it's not. It's really not. But those are for adult games. Well, I should say for porn games, really. I don't really want to say adult games because, like, my idea of an adult game is like, you know, tax... Let's do our taxes simulator 5000, you know? It's like a game that kids would probably be like, yeah, no, this is not really a game I want to play. And mature games, well, I'd say there are mature games out there, but usually when people say mature, they just mean porn. Like, there's nothing mature about the game. It's like the lowest base everything possible. But, like, one of the things I didn't like James Stephanie Sterling is that they started out with talking about, like, porn on, like, Steam and Itch.io and stuff, and then they jumped over to Tumblr and OnlyFans, which has nothing to do with gaming at all. Like, they started their topic and then was like, had no material, because you have to honestly examine the porn games on Steam and Itch.io. You're gonna have to admit that a lot of them are very exploitative. Period. They just are. And that they probably should not exist anywhere on any platform. But here they are, existing on these platforms, rent-free, almost. Where, once again, it's making the entire site a boys' club once again. And it's honestly pushing out games, the niche games that they were talking about. Like the LGBT, whichever the letters go. You know, the alphabet soup that is, like, all of the umbrella. Games. Because it's like, you want to find your, like, cozy little, like, fluffy lesbian game that has, you know, sex in it. But it's wedged between, like, 5 different hentai games that have the lowest production values ever. And itch.io also doesn't let you blacklist games or tag games, like retag games. They don't have community tags, which on one aspect I've seen it abused on Steam, but on the other side I've seen games that don't have proper tagging. Like, they could do it to where allow community tags, and if a game gets so many tags, or if a user tags a game, then it's reviewed by someone. Like, maybe you have to write a short sentence on why you tagged it this way. Which would also prevent just useless tags like dog. Like, someone tags a game dog, and it's because the game has a dog in it. Or you can pet the dog, because you can pet the dog. Which is not really sometimes super important to the gameplay. Which, you know, some people would probably argue petting the dog is super important, but some of those tags that are just, you know, very, very just fluffy niche to, like, this game has a character with glasses in it. Like, that's too many tags. Or maybe, you know, have sub-tags. Basically, somebody marked this character with the glasses character tag. Like, you can search main tags, and then you can search the sub-tags, which, you know, of course, are gonna be... Like, if people are getting abusive with the sub-tags, then they're just, removed. Made sure so you can't put the sub-tags on there. But yeah, itch.io, not so great. Yeah, the people get, like, a lot of their money back rather than Steam, but recently I was wanting to, like, see if I can get a hold of Vampire Survivors on itch.io, but no! They have a page there, but it's only the demo, and then it's like, well, go to Steam to buy it. And it's like, I don't want to go to Steam. And I just don't like that itch.io allows people to basically use their game page as advertisement. Nicely done. That was some fine fishing. Some people call the Dorado the river tiger because it puts up such a fierce fight. Oh, and I have a little something for you. This will look great in your aquarium. The Leaning Tower of Pisa for the freshwater saltwater tanks. And I just hate that when all these game places open the door up for porn, and that's just all the place becomes, is just all this fucking porn. Like, I just want a game site that either puts all those games in its own area to where I don't have to see them when I'm just browsing the new releases, or they actually curate them so, like, the adult 18 plus is actually, you know, decent games that have had effort put into them, and not just My Slave Elf Bride Hentai Raising Simulator. Which, like, most of them are, you know, just rape sims. Including one especially that says it's, like, consensual, and it's so not. Because I've seen some of the pictures from it. It's one of those, only one person is consenting, and because it's not the woman, it doesn't matter. You caught the golden dorado yesterday. Today you're gonna go after a silverfish, the silver arowana. Think you can catch 3 silver arowana over 3 feet? I don't even have to go too far to, like, change my bait. But, yeah... Sterling's just, like, well, it was the game... I think it's Game Jolt that took down all their, adult games. When she started going in about how it's affecting the LGBTQ games, QA games. And then she jumps over to Tumblr and OnlyFans, and it's like, those aren't game sites. Those are actual people, like, getting in front of a camera. Which is not a video game, because most of the games that they're getting rid of are made by men. Or men using women. Or, well, it's like, you know, poser, but it's just... They're very badly anatomy idea of what women look like, mostly. They aren't made by... Like... This is why I have a distinction between porn and sex work. Camgirling is sex work. I know a lot of would disagree with me, but it's a person getting in front of a camera, doing it for themselves, by themselves. Well, I shouldn't say by themselves necessarily, but sometimes they have somebody else there, but you know. They're usually by themselves. And that's different from, you know, a bunch of these gross incels that just got, like, one of them drew a bunch of, like, anime girls with, like, breasts the size of Texas in their slave-raising simulator. Like, that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as OnlyFans, which, once again, is... like, the person, the ones you're a fan of, that you are partaking of them specifically. And they set it up, well, they set it up for themselves, I would likely hope. Like, if there's a manager involved, then it kind of gets skeevy. Which I might add is the problem I have with that needy streamer overdose, is that you're the manager, producer, guy. You're very specifically her boyfriend, and she's probably not... You're probably supposed to be 30-something, and she's probably supposed to be 16, because that's the way things go in Japan. Because she talks about dropping out of school and hating adults, which means she is not 18. And the fact that you can drive her places means that you have to have a driver's license. And in Japan, you have to be 18 to get a driver's license, I do believe, unless it's 20. Which, I think it shows you, like, taking the train, which that you might be a similar age. But I'm taking the game wasn't made for teenagers in high school. It was really probably made for older men ages 30+. Considering the people I've been seeing play the games are men ages 30 plus. Like, I'm pretty sure Halbernacht has said that they're 30-something. Bunzel, I'm pretty sure, has said they're 30-something. Kokui, I'm gonna say that they're that she's probably 30. They're probably 30. But I could also say not the target audience, which is men on 4chan. Yeah, there's probably a lot of other streamers that have done it. I'm probably not gonna stream the game. I was like thinking about streaming it. Just to be like, well, I'm gonna play this game the way it should be played, because, you know, a lot of people make this, it's one of those you make decisions game, and I kind of feel that people are making bad decisions. So I wanna really see, like, to see if my decisions on, like, you know, if I am supposed to be responsible for this person, like, making them to make responsible decisions and see if I can beat the game that way. While everybody else is like, takes the meme way out. Like, that's the problem I have playing games to where you can, like, get the female characters, is I usually end up getting the female characters because I treat them like people. But then again, I'm like, it's one of those 4chan meme games, and fuck 4chan, honestly. I do like the one thing that I haven't noticed anyone pick up on, is that when she opens her email, it's post-pet. Like, I remember post-pet. I remember having post-pet. I think I actually bought the program. It's basically just an email program. But when somebody sends you a message from Postpet, there's a small little attachment. That's just like the character. And if you receive the email in your Postpet, then you get to see the other person's character, like, walk into the house and talk to your character's Postpet and exchange stuff. It's kind of cute, and I honestly really wish it had become a thing, you know? I really wish interactive email was more of a thing. Like, I have a character, and you send me an email with, like, a small attachment to it that probably has just some variables and some data. I really want to keep an Arowana? Not really. I like the black ones better. That I thought it would really take off and be a thing, but it's not. It's like, Postpet's still around, but I'm not certain anybody actually uses the program anymore. Like, the site's still out, and they still have, like, the mascot, but I'm not certain the mascot's doing anything. Shit, you're not what I want. Oh well. I can't abort fish. Abort fish! That's how long it takes for the line to snap. Yeah, I was thinking about how long it took me to catch a Dorado, and I'm like, maybe not want to spend that much time. But they had this other mail program that, like, it was a little character that sat in, like, the corner of your desktop, and when you got mail, the character image would change. There was like a couple programs like that that would just check to see if you've got any mail. And like the image would change or it'd make a little noise or something. I kind of miss those, but you know, in today to where you're trying to get as much real estate or as much memory real estate as possible because the fucking OS is taking up most of it with its garbage programs that you can't turn off. I can see how those went away. I forget what it was called. I think it was like, Mail Maid or something? So I think originally it was like supposed to be like this maid character that just checked to see if you had any mail. But you could change the images of the character, which was, I think they had 4 different states or something. Like it was like easy to change the character to whatever you wanted. But I'd really like to see Postpet again. But I have a feeling that if there was a Postpet-like email program today, it'd be micro-transaction to all hell and back. Like, if you want, like, this chair for your little character's house, you're gonna have to pay real money for it. The original program was free, but you only got the bear, and I think if you bought the full version, then it unlocked all the other pets. I forget if you could rearrange the room or not. I think it was just a room that your pet lived in. But I could, if I made a program like that, an email program, I would probably base it on the amount of mail you get. Maybe. Maybe not. So I'm thinking, like, most people get lots and lots of, like, spam mails or just emails from like, Duolingo. Like, if I could program it, I'd program it if you got the sad email from Lingo. From the fucking green owl that you get like instantly 100,000, I don't know, furniture points or whatever. For putting up with that fucking owl. I really wish there was another language website that was like Duolingo, but like didn't spam you. Even when you specifically told you not to spam you. Like when you unsubscribe from it and it keeps spamming you. Which I think on Duolingo they require you to log in to unsubscribe. Which I don't want to log into it. Because I get more fucking emails about logging into it. I don't even remember what I logged in with anyways, like if I logged in with my Gmail or whatever, so it's like, just unsubscribe me. And I really hate that Gmail does not blacklist. Like, you can't say, on your server, do not accept this email. Or I kind of wish Gmail would be like, Duolingo has been marked as spammed by a lot of people. So you can't use, like... Oh, that's a small one. Like, you can't use Gmail for your, receiving emails from Duolingo. I mean, if I had, well, I do have my own email server, but, you know, it's a private server. I'd be like, Duolingo is just fucking blocked. You can't use, you wouldn't be able to use it to sign up for Duolingo, only for the fact that they just will spam you. And I don't want my server space being used for a company that, like, that has no common courtesy. But of course, all the other language sites I see out there are, you know, you have to pay for them, and Duolingo is like one of those free ones because they advertise the hell out of you and sell your email to everyone that they can get their grubby owl pellets on. It's like I hate the fact that everything is so commercialized. Like, to learn another culture, you have to pay to learn the culture. Which I can somewhat understand people not knowing a culture because they can't... There's just no material... To access the material you need to understand, like language, like Japanese, for example, you have to basically pay to learn Japanese, like either buying a book, taking a class, or paying for some online stuff. Anyway, that's how you can get from Needy Streamer Overdose to talking about Duolingo. But still, a little email program to where you can send a pet or some kind of character, mascot character of people would be kind of cool. Yeah, that one was a small one. I would throw that one in a different lake. Be like, get out of my way, you're too small. Large fish only. I also notice I don't have to fish around as much. You a small one? You look small. This episode brought to you, I definitely have bigger fish to fry and you're not it. But I can also see how people would make viruses, probably, with the program. And so people would be sending viruses to everyone and that would automatically open or whatever. Although, I don't know. I think the attachment would just be variable data. Like, base 64 encoded variable data. So where if you really wanted to, you could, like, edit the attachment and edit the variables. Have your post pet, or yeah, your post pet, whatever, to do a specific thing. And of course, I wouldn't make it so that there's like a message that you could edit, because of course people would edit messages with all sorts of things and send them to people. I do believe Postpet was released in English. They were trying to get the English market, but there just wasn't enough advertising. Like, nowadays, they just throw it on 4chan and it'd probably take off. But back in the day when there was not a lot of, like, advertising to go around. Like, there was no Twitch, there was no, Reddit. I wouldn't say exactly like we were in the age. I think we're out of the age of people having their like personal GeoCities sites. But we were like in that middle age, like the 2000s, the early 2000s, to where it was like it was like half and half. Like, Facebook wasn't even quite around yet. I remember when Facebook was only for college students, and you can only talk to people in your college. And then, of course, they opened it up to everybody and started mining all the data, and then people got rich off of other people's privacy. And no one gave a shit, and here we are. And people still don't give a shit because I've got nothing to hide. And then they wonder how that their shit gets hacked. Let me tell you something. Your data being scraped from Facebook is exactly how your shit gets hacked. Because, you know, they're just selling it to anyone who's buying it, so it's not staying safe. The internet's changed a lot. Nobody cares. Because there's nothing that can really be done. Like, what is it, the GRD, Europe may pass the GRDP, but that only applies to, like, Europe. If they see you're from an American IP, they're just like, yeah, we can do whatever we want with the cookies. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the GRDP, the like, opt-out of certain cookies isn't even just, like, what is it, window dressing. That they're still setting the cookies and scraping the data even though you said no. Stop being the fish I don't want. You're not the fish I want. This is not the fish you are looking for. You in the back. Maybe you're the fish I'm looking for? maybe this one's too small. It looks too small. I mean, the only way the companies are gonna stop doing what they're doing is people stop buying into it, which... That's never gonna happen because people are always gonna buy into it. There's always gonna be people making excuses. People are gonna be like, well, the cost of development is going up, the cost of this is going up, and... Cost of development has roughly stayed the same. Because as technology improves, so does, like, getting games done quickly improves. Like, back in the day, modeling a character was kind of... it took a while. But nowadays, they have the character creators that they just make. They can just basically one-click create character, and then use that and edit the base on that. Like, that's probably why all your Final Fantasy characters look the same, is because they just have a one-click make Final Fantasy character. I'm just gonna be stuck here, aren't I? Never able to catch the fish I need. That one doesn't look big. You look like big fish. Maybe? Like a cat, drop it. Drop it. Maybe this is big fish? I don't know. But I can tell you, I'm probably not gonna get the next generation Nintendo, whatever it is. I've already stopped playing Pokemon because it's like $90 now for a Pokemon game. I mean, Arceus is probably gonna have $30 DLC on top of its $60 price tag. So even the spin-off games are like... gonna be like expensive. And Nintendo, it looks like they don't do the classics anymore. Like, that was a big controversy, was that when they were releasing, like, Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze, or something, Was it Tropical Freeze? Well, it was Pikmin. Pikmin was the big one. When they announced the Pikmin 3 or whatever Deluxe, they quietly took off the $20 Pikmin game from the Wii U store, the classic, so you couldn't buy it anymore. And of course people were like, no? You know, they're basically forcing you to pay the $60 price tag for the Pikmin game. Because all they really added to the Pikmin game was just like a few small extra things, nothing major. So they basically wanted you to pay $60 for it, which... No, you have it for 20. I want to buy it for 20. I am one of the few people that actually bought a Wii U. And now you're punishing me for it. No. I think Tropical Freeze also went away, or was it one of the Mario games one of the ones they brought back out on the Switch that was like on the Wii U that it was $20 and then they got rid of it. Because, you know, they want you to buy the $60 one. Stop being small. Big fish only. I think I only have one toward my target. So I think the target was 211. And I think I only have like a one size 3. Go away, Dorado. I don't want you. The problem I have with this game is that it's just hard to tell the size of the fish. Lego. Lego. That one looks big. Like, what was it in the Vita game? You could tell the big fish because they were slightly a different color than the small fish. That was helpful. And I know that doesn't happen in real life. You don't look out on the lake and well, you actually don't see the fish at all, really. But you're not like, that fish is a different color. That's a big fish. That's my target fish. And I get that, but also... I can see the fish. I kinda wish I could tell, like, what size they are. Make me a sci-fi real fishing game to where I have, like, super spy vision on the fish, to where I'm looking at this and, like, it'll like, tell me, like, average, like, approximately, estimated size of fish and estimated weight of fish, like, on the HUD, like, off to the, like, side or something. Then again, I'd really like a sci-fi fishing game. You know, where you're, like, on alien planets, fishing up alien fish. I'd also like a modern shonen fishing anime that's not terrible. Like, there's Grandu Musashi, but only 8 episodes were subtitled before, like, the subtitler dropped the series because, I don't know. And the subs are kind of not that great. They need someone to go over and comb them, which I was planning on going over and combing them myself. But then I got distracted with things. Because there's like a Grander Musashi, like, second season. And from what I've seen, it gets ridiculous in, like, the shonen anime ridiculous way. So where they have, like, reels that have, like, spirits in them, and they're just like... that help catch, like, fish that are, I don't know, super special spirit-induced and spirit-imbued fish or something. That's what it goes to, but I don't think there's enough episodes yet where it actually gets there. And the sub's been mostly taken off the, Hong Kong ones? Let go. Let go. Let go. Thanks. Like, I think it's been subtitled only for, like, the Chinese version. Which, like, once again, I prefer the original language version of a thing. So, maybe they're taking the subs off the Chinese version and putting it on the Japanese version? Which I could probably do myself. But it's one of those projects I'd have to focus on. I'm not really in the subtitling mood at the moment. Kind of why a lot of my old stuff doesn't have, like, subtitled captions, is that it takes work. It's kind of why I don't go back and, like, update the captions for this, is that, I have to sit there for 2 hours to redo the subtitles. And it's like, I'd rather use those 2 hours to do other things. Which I realize that there's a subset of the population that could benefit from those subtitles. But it's, once again, no spoons. I just really wish the auto captions were that much better. So where I don't even have to worry about them being good, that they're just good. I mean, it'd probably be better if captions, instead of trying to pick out individual words and match them to individual words, that maybe it was like a phonetic set. And like, if it can't, like, you know, because, you know, some people make up words. Like Fisherly. Which is not a word. And the captions are like, well, I hear fish and something like early, so fish early? But with, like, a phonetic system, it would be like, well, there's no word called Fisherly. So I'm just gonna throw out the phonetics as are. I hear fish early. And there you go. Which would probably have a lot better subtitles. Because then people can read, like, this is what it heard. And in their minds they can be like, oh, that's that word. Or that's a name. That's a weird fantasy name. Like, I'm pretty sure the subtitles don't have Batleth in them. Yeah, I didn't think they had Batleth. But if it was phonetic, it'd be like, there's a bat and a leth in there. So I'm just gonna throw out bat-leth as one word, which everyone who speaks Klingon or has watched Star Trek would know that, you know, there's like an apostrophe in there, but it's more about reading the words and understanding the words than actually having, like, the actual word. It's about making sense of the mouth sounds rather than having whole words that if there's an approximation of mouth sounds, people can figure out the word. Instead of a program trying to find the closest word that may or may not be the word it heard. Like, I might actually say a word that it has, but it thinks it heard something else. And so it goes for that word instead. But, you know, a combination of, hey, these mouth sounds are probably are probably this word, to where it will throw out that word if it knows the word. And then, you know, like I said, those mouth sounds don't make any sense, so I'm just gonna throw out the mouth sounds as they are. Like Anna Orlando. Those are some mouth sounds. I'm not gonna put Orlando because it's not Orlando, it's Anorlando. It's some fantasy name, so I'm gonna throw out the mouth sounds and, or, and then Londo. And if it hears like a pause in between, like Anor, pause, Londo, then it's like, it puts a space between them. Okay, that's the one I need. Yes, big fishy. I guess I should look for the fish whose textures kind of look a bit more stretched out than the rest of them. Like, kind of like how you do songs in a Vocaloid. You don't use words in Vocaloids. Maybe? I can't tell. You don't... Maybe you're not big? Yeah, I'm just gonna let you go. Like, in Vocaloids, you don't use whole words. You use, like, phonetical bits, which is why English Vocaloids are harder to make songs out of than Japanese Vocaloids. Because Japan only has a certain set number of mouth sounds, basically. Like, there is just a limit of mouth sounds, and they have all of them in there, and that's how you make a song, is that you just put... You put, like, a ta, or a da, and then, like, let me think of Japanese, like, sa, yo, na, ra, and you just put them together, and then, like, maybe they're, you know, you can select whatever it is and put in all the things you need, like, this goes up here, this goes down here, and then this does, like, maybe, I don't know, it does that vibraty thing, that mouthy vibraty thing. My brain just decided to take a vacation because it's probably full of bacteria or whatever the hell I've been plagued with. Probably not COVID. I can still smell, so probably not COVID. But even when I had COVID, I still could smell a bit. So I don't know. Your COVID may vary. They also say people afflicted with COVID, like, their spinal fluid is now yellow or something for whatever reason. I don't... And it creates a brain fog. So... Brain could have been fucked up like that. Like... Apparently COVID is worse than what people thought it was. Like, even when people thought it was like, oh, this is worse than what you thought it was, oh no, it's even worse than that, because it's apparently, like, changing your DNA. It's where your body is producing stuff differently, which... Like, not like Resident Evil style. Like, not that far, you know, but it's still to the point that it's a pretty significant change on what it's doing to you. Mind you, I'm saying this is what happens when you actually get the actual virus, not the vaccines. The vaccines apparently cause something completely different. Can't tell if this is big or not. I'll catch it anyways. This is probably a 2-foot something. Apparently the vaccines give you mitocardial something something. It's like, yeah, while the vaccines probably should have been tested more, it's still one of those, getting COVID itself is pretty bad, which, I half want to say I probably shouldn't have got the vaccine since I actually got the virus, so technically that's a vaccine, but I only got one strain of COVID, and I'd have to get all the strains of COVID to actually have probably complete immunity. So getting a vaccine's probably a better bet. The only problem I have with the vaccine is I really wish I could have selected what vaccine I wanted to get. Because it was mostly you get the vaccine they give you, and I rather would have liked, like, do I want the Pfizer or the Moderna or the Johnson & Johnson? I think those were the three. Like, let me choose my poison, you know? They're supposedly poison, let me pick it myself. I have not yet gotten my booster, though. I need to. It's one of those, I need to, but I don't go out of the house. And most of the places want you to have an appointment to get your booster, and it's like, I don't really want to make an appointment to go outside of the house. It's one of those... I'm not going anywhere. It's like if I'm going somewhere, I just want to swing by a place and be like, yo, can you boost me? But they don't, but like I said, you have to like get an appointment. Like I'm out, like, I think Publix says you can just walk in, but... But, you know, I just want to be able to go buy somewhere and just say, hey, yo, can you just... You know, I'm picking up some groceries here. Can you just, you know, jab and stab me and I can be on my way and consider it done, instead of, well, now I have to make an appointment and I may not really even need to go out that day because I'm not getting anything, so I'm kind of technically wasting gas, and I don't... If I'm not outside, I'm not, you know, affecting anybody. But people want me to go outside, get this booster. It's like, you know, you have to get the appointment, like, days in advance. So it's like, I don't usually plan on my going out to get... the groceries. It's usually... I feel like going outside. I am in the mindset that I want to step out beyond my domain. I want to touch the grass today. Well, there actually is no grass. It's under a pile of snow. I want to touch the snow today. Which, you know... Can't get my booster because I didn't, you know, get an appointment for that. Hell, I couldn't even get my flu shot, and usually those are walk-ins. They're usually setting up tents outside to, like, you know, just, you don't even have to really go in the store. But no, they're like, oh, you have to get an appointment for that too, and it's like, why? You're not making this immunization thing, like, easy for people like me who don't want to go outside. And if we do go outside, it's very spontaneous. I mean, sometimes it's even in the... I'm actually in the neighborhood of where I can get my booster versus, like, I'm going someplace completely the opposite direction of where I usually go. And I just kind of want to swing by a place and just pick it up on the way back. I mean, the more convenient you make it for people to get immunized, the more people are going to get immunized because they don't feel like they have to go out of their way to get it done. And some people will not go out of their way to get it done, which I guess I'm in that category. That's a nice fish. Yes. Yes, please. Ah, well done, my friend. Tomorrow you'll be ready to take on the flooded forest's most fearsome fish. Got you a special lure for your next fish, the Arapaima special lure. Are we gonna go to the glowing-eyed Arapaima? It's my secret weapon. I'm sure it'll be a big help to you. Oh, and I have something else for you. This should look great in your aquarium. Goddess statue. I'm gonna go fiddle with the aquarium. If this is like the last episode, I'll fiddle with the aquarium at the very end. But we're like in almost an hour and a half, so I might have to do make a episode 11 thumbnail. Now it's time to catch what some would say is the biggest freshwater fish in the world, the Arapaima. With the lure I gave you and your skills, you should be able to catch one over, well, let's just say it's 5 feet, because, you know, what's an inch or two? But, you know, just make it convenient for people. Hell, I kind of wish there was, like, a drive-by, vaccination, like, someone would come out to your place. Maybe. And, like, stab you in the arm. But I guess that would probably set up too much of a, you know, like the whole household's infected. Those spoons. There we go. I wish they would tell you, like, this spoon, the spoon lure, the Arapaima special. Like I said, if it's just the Arapaima special, good luck finding it in your whole freaking bait thing. Nice, camera. Not trying to catch a tree here. Come on, can you catch the damn bait, please, fish? There we go. I think the boosters are refrigerated, so it's like, I remember in the original, the vaccines that they were unrefrigerated, and if they didn't use them by the end of the day, then they were just wasted. So, like, what's the problem now of just having walk-in boosters? Especially flu vaccines, like I said, they were giving away those like candy before. Now they're not. Give me my flu candy. Don't think I have the flu. I think it's just a cold. Pretty sure it's just a cold. Probably a sinus infection to be real. Mostly because, like, it's the cold air, and then, like, you get the heater, and the heater's, like, blowing dust and hot air. And then basically my nose is drying out, like, really hardcore. Or it's getting all crusty and stuff. Like, spring and autumn are, like, the perfect months. Summer can fuck off. Winter, I like winter because it's cold, but, like, what it does to my nose, I'm just like... go away. Oh, I only needed one? Well, there we go. What a catch! I'm very impressed. It looks like you can handle the biggest fish now. That's good, because I just heard about some real monsters at the cove. Got you a special lure for your next fish, which is obviously going to be a halibut. It's my secret weapon. I'm sure it'll be a big help to you. I also got you something for your aquarium. The arch. Is that the Trompe de la Arch or whatever? Arch de la Trompe? See, that's not what I said in the captions. I didn't say anything about Rome at all. I said mouth sounds. I am probably not keeping a halibut. I don't like flounder fish, really. They're like, you know, they look like they've been, run over by, a steamroller. I've heard that there are halibut at the cove now. Halibut are huge flatfish species. They can easily reach sizes over 6 cents. But I think you can use an even greater challenge. Try catching one over 8 too. Well, let's just finish this off just for the halibut. Alright. Let's see what gives me the most stars. It's probably gonna be something that sinks, I assume. Probably not a fly. Alright, where the hell was it? Not a spinner. There we go, it's a spoon. I don't know my lures, okay? I know flies don't sink, but I'm not sure that spoons don't sink. Liz fish. Liz fish bite bait. Bite lure. I think after I get done with this, I'm gonna eat a bunch of tuna. What else to talk about? I haven't seen any new fishing games coming out lately. Especially not on the Switch. Especially, like, my niche, which is, like, anime fishing games. I really wish that there was a still active fishing MMO. Like, a anime MMO, I should say, because there's, like, Russian fishing and, like, Fishing Planet, but, you know, let me be an ambiguously gendered anime character with, like, green hair and wearing, like, a sci-fi outfit. But I know, because it's gonna be an anime MMO, it's gonna be microtransaction, pay to win. Which, like, I don't think an MMO can't not be pay to win. Because, you know what kind of looks cute, if not for that other eye on its head? Okay, that was not the fish I was looking for. But, yeah, if anybody wants to, you know, drop me a note about, like, hey, look, I found a new anime fishing game on the PC or the Switch. Can't do PS4. Well, I guess it's PS5 now. Can't do a PS4. I was thinking maybe they do make PS4 games since PS5s are hard to find. But I guess, you know, I guess it's all... They're putting all the eggs in the PS5 basket. You don't got a PS5, well, too bad. It's probably the fish I need. Notice me, fish senpai! Fish senpai! Sakana senpai! Sakana senpai! Mitai yo! I think that's look at me or pay attention to me, or I want you to pay attention, or maybe that's I want to pay attention. I don't know how to say, hey, you pay attention. Let's see, Aitakata is I want to meet you. So maybe Mitakata? I want you to see me? I want to see, I don't know! Like I said, I haven't been able to learn Japanese properly because, well, they didn't teach it in college. And every place I look, it's always you gotta pay money, which I don't have. God damn it, fish! Turn the fuck around! Oh, there was one coming right behind it. It might have been Fish Senpai. Sakana Senpai! Let's see, Mitsuke is I found you, I see you. I think this is the bigger one. I'm trying to think of like the times I've heard of like you. Like words that have been you. See. I know me nowadays don't look, you don't look. So whatever the opposite of that is. You tap the dice? I don't know. I really wish I could learn Japanese, but I'm probably just too old right now. So everybody's like that can read Japanese and stuff. It's like, I learned in high school, and I'm like, yeah, that didn't happen. We didn't really have the big internet back in high school, so I can't really take online courses, which, you know, why do high schools have to even be a regional thing anymore? Why can't we just have, like, online high school? Yeah, you're not what I need. Go away. Like, what is it I have to be like? I have to go to a brick and mortar building and sit in a chair. I know sports teams, but like, you know, fuck. Maybe all the kids that are like, fuck sports teams. Okay, this music sounds intense. So maybe this is the 8-3. It's like Halibut Sensei. I actually don't like senpai because I am pretty much the senpai. Everybody's probably pretty much the kohai. Like, I'd probably sit back and be like, I was doing VTubing before any of you were doing VTubing. Which, that's not exact. Well, I was messing around with Face Rig before Vroid and Live 2D were super big. Even though Face Rig had a Live 2D plugin that was... Honestly, looking back at it now, it's kind of a shit. Like, there's a lot more Live 2D programs out now that are way better, especially on the tracking. But I could rant for forever on Live 2D and like how I like Vroids because they seem to be more expressive. Like the mouths tend to be opening when people are saying words. Like really opening to where I can see them talking. And where mostly the Live 2Ds I see of people, their mouths like barely open. You can barely see them talking. I mean, it's mostly because the Live 2D model's set up. I don't want to say wrong, but like Live 2D goes like from 0 to 1. And most people, when they do an open mouth, probably are just doing a, like, how a mouth would normally open as the 1, and then closed as the 0. Which, when it's being tracked, it's not going to 1, it's in the middle to where it looks like it's just, so it doesn't get fully open. So to do a proper mouth opening, you have to, like, exaggerate, like, the mouth to be like, a 1 is, like, really wide opening, screaming. Wow, not even, like, the 8 I need. I like its little mouth. It's got, like, a little flesh fang right there. It's kind of like... It's like an owo fish, but it's like a fuck you owo fish. So, like, you have to do the... I was making a Sprout model in Live 2D before I lost my files. Lost access to my files, and then by the time I got my files back, I'd switched over to Vroid, to Face Rig and Vroid. Scrape this right up the boulder. Maybe I need to hear, like, super music or something. I kinda want to do an omake of showing off the music to this game, because you can... It's either going to be too slow to appreciate or too choppy to appreciate, so where I kind of want to show it off. But you could probably look up Real Fishing Paradise 3D soundtrack and find a playlist of it. If anybody cares, that is. But that's the thing with Live 2D, is that you have to have, like, a very overly wide open mouth. So where when it's, like, in the middle, like a 0.6 or something... Like, that, it looks like it's fully open. which most people don't do that. They just closed and open are like I said, they just do the open like normal open, but you never quite get a normal open, so it's like always 0.5 or 0.6, so you're gonna get it in a half open to where it looks like people aren't even opening their mouths at all when they're saying words, which, you know, it just looks like really bad tracking. I just don't like live 2D models. I've seen good live 2D models that are like well animated and the mouth works fine because the person doing the live 2D understands how it works. But mostly they feel like, you know, the person's moving their head left and right majorly, and then the model itself is only going to like slightly left or right. Like, you know, just a little bit. But most people like live 2D models because you can have anything, make anything a live 2D model. Whereas 3D models, it's either Vroid or do-it-yourself, which do-it-yourself's kind of like, it requires effort. Vroid, not so much effort. You open Vroid, you can either choose from one of the pre-made models to like as a base, or you can just start off with your own base, just throw some hair on it, whatever you want the hair to look like, throw some clothes on it, alter the colors. Then, you know, export VRM and then you have a model. Boom, you're done. Which really, that's sometimes what most people want. With a live 2D, you either get one somebody already made, so it looks the way it is and you can't really edit it. Or, you know, you have to commission it, which is going to be hundreds of dollars. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you know, I'll keep it. Is this the final fish? Was that the final fish? You did it! You landed a real monster of a fish! It looks like the time has come. You're ready to take on the final challenge. Rest well tonight. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. Okay. I don't really need my yellowtail. Well, this is it. This looks like it's the last episode of Real Fishing Paradise 3D. And then I'll have to look up what comes next chronologically backwards. Which I think might be the PSP game? I honestly think the Vita game came out before this one, but I just played it before this one. Do you feel ready for your final challenge? In the flooded forest, there's a legendary Arapaima that's over 9 feet 10 inches long. I once hooked it myself, but I couldn't land it. But you might just have the skills to do it. If you do, you'll surpass me. So this is basically the Vita thing, but with less story. Good luck, and don't forget to use the Arapaima special lure I gave you. It'll be a big help. So, the last fish is just a really big Arapaima. I kind of feel a little underwhelmed. It wasn't a spinner, it was a... hot water? Yeah. Okay, 10-foot fish, here we go! I don't know if this is it or not. It'd be nice if the 10-foot fish looked different than like the rest of the fish so you know that you're catching it. Like the one from the Vita game was like a silver Arapaima or like an albino Arapaima with like glowing red eyes. Like, if this one, like, at least, like, the black color could look deeper and the red color could, like, more vibrant to where, you know, yeah, that's the 10-foot one. Still, though, Arapaima is the final fish in these games. I think that other one over there was, like, looked a lot longer. Fishing don't stop till I get it. Like I said, after the real fishing games, then it's gonna be the fishing master games if they emulate properly. If they emulate too badly, I'm gonna see if I can't find some other fishing game. So I think I tried emulating them at one time and they just had lots of slowdown. But then again, that was a while ago, so... maybe things have gotten better since then. Maybe it's that one. Then at some point I'll see if I can actually stream Switch games from my Switch emulator without slowdown, which I don't have a lot of hope for it. I might have to like not record a video because that's two transcoders going at once. One for the local copy and then one to stream and send. Which, you know, that takes up a lot of memory. Which I no longer have an NVIDIA, so I can't do CUDA encoding. I have a Radeon because I got tired of my NVIDIA's just like dying on me. Alright, you are not Megafish. Megafish is out here still. Yeah, that music doesn't sound like it's Megafish. I could be wrong, though. I really am hoping that this, like, whenever I see this fish, it's like, that is the Megafish. But I highly doubt it. Let go. Let go. This sounds like a mega fish. Like, why do I like the Vita one? Like, it's like they just were slightly colored differently, so you knew the big fish from the not big fish. Look at like the foreground fish whenever they flash by to see if like, you know, oh, like it does distinctly have a different texture. Which, if it's just a big ass Arapaima with a default texture, that was just kind of, you could have done a little bit more. Give it, like I said, in its own texture. I forget what size of the Arapaima I have in the tank is. Definitely 10-foot Arapaimas going in the tank. It definitely feels like it's a big fish. So if I do switch to emulation streaming, I might actually just have to not transcode, or I might actually just have to do YouTube only. Depends on which is the worst transcoding. I'm gonna say like transcoding for uploads probably takes more than transcoding for local, because all it has to do is just dump it to disk versus, you know, sending it over the network. I really feel like this is the fish. If this is not the fish, then I would be surprised. You're not the fish? I'm not putting you back in there. How dare you not be the fish? I want to be the fish. It's a new game. Alright, you're the only thing biting. Yeah, this doesn't feel like a big one. 'Cause it's got the other music on it. Yeah, this is definitely being a bit easy to catch. I'm pretty sure there's one on the PSP. Is there one on the DS? I want to say yes, but I'm not certain. Unless the one on the PSP is just a remake of the PS1 game. Then I might be like, let me just play the PS1 game. Even though the PSP game might have, better, you know, quality of life things. I should also note I'm almost done with the omake for Road Trip Adventure. I just have to collect more garbage and unlock the lures and I will be done. So I have 2 more lures to unlock. And they're the ones that are like the saltwater, all saltwater fish, all freshwater fish, all sharks and all river fish? We're all sharks and stuff. I think, you know, it's one of those, like, river lakes, ocean. And then the omake will... Then I will do the omake, showing off all the rods, all the lures. And then Road Trip Adventure will be completely, absolutely done. And considering these don't have any real post-game content, I'm just, I mean, this one has lures that I can probably just, you know, do a little omake on. These are all the lures, but, yeah, do you really want to see them? They're just, like, basic lures you can just go to the fishing section in your, Walmart and look at. You're a garbage fish! I knew you were a garbage fish. I should have let you go, garbage fish. Please tell me all the ones I've caught just disappear from the lake, just so I can process of elimination this fucking fish down. I want to spend like another hour trying to catch this thing. Arapaima, where are you? Arapaima sensei. Why am I calling it a sensei? Because obviously it is a master of something. Master of being large fish. It's a regular Arapaima he wants, right? Not the silver ones? Just fast reel this in to see if there's any ones closer to shore. Probably not, but you never know. See some Dorado in the back. Really, the floaters, you need to be looking down on them rather than, like, this angle, whatever you call this angle. Down and below. Alright, that's not producing anything. Where do they all go? You only get, like, so many fish? Do I have to leave and come back? Is that one of those things? Alright, I'm gonna go to the left side of the lake, and if I don't see any Arapaima on the next 1, 2, 3 slices, then I'll come back. Even though I don't want to. Maybe it's a bug, I don't know. Do I game over? Like, if I go back without fish, it's like, you failed. It's like, yeah, all the fish just disappeared. Except for the Dorados. Oh, there's a silver Arapaima. Let's just change your fishing location. Maybe it just needs a good reset. Oh, see Dorado, that's about it. Catching Arapaima over 910. Welcome back. How was fishing today? Now you can just sit back and relax and you can take a look at any fish you've got in your aquarium. Guess this is a 2-day mission? Is it just bugged? Did I actually catch the fish, but it's like, it didn't, like, make it the right size? Maybe the fish are just like, I don't want that. Where's the spoons? It's just a floating hook. I'm seriously surprised the Citra peeps haven't, like, figured out how to fix that. Because I'm sure it probably affects other games, too. Oh, let me just, like, go deeper. Let's go deeper. Maybe they're on the bottom. Let me just, like, not catch an Arapaima. Like... maybe that might reset everything. Also, let me take a good look at the lake by catching this fish. There is nothing in this lake. Wait, I saw it. I saw it. I saw something to the left. There it is. There's one. There's another one. If you have to wait for them to respawn? But I'd likely think that if I went to sleep that they'd just respawn. Not even a big one. Where did I see them? Alright, you're not the one I'm looking for. Maybe you? Let me catch something. Catching Arapaima is so much more easier in Animal Crossing. That's a big one in the back. Getting close. Well, let me just catch the big fish, like, in the next 10 minutes, 20 minutes, because I don't really want to be at this another hour. You aren't even the biggest fish. Is it over here? There was some Dorado. Maybe it was over here. Let me put, like, little rockets on the lure so it can go further. Like in Cat Goes Fishing. Now it's just not going to be any of them. Right, there's a Dorado. Let me just go straight out. Silver Arapaima. Wait, no, that's not a silver Arapaima. That's several arowana. Arowana. It's a Dorado. It's like I can't get far enough out there. Like the one I saw was like way out there. Maybe they were further inshore. I don't know. I'm getting hungry. That tuna. Tuna's just calling to me. Tuna's like, you wanna eat me? I'm like, yes, I wanna eat you. But first, I have to catch some fish? Nah, I was hoping like the starter select could give me like an overhead map that's like, we think like there's some Arapaima over this way, to where you can like aim over that way. Dorado, Dorado. Let me just crank this one all the way back in. Like, in Road Trip Adventure, there's little splashes on the water that kind of tell you where the fish are. What if? What if I target the Dorado, but I have, like, the Arapaima special? This is getting frustrating. This is starting to not be fun game. It's like, I'll take whatever the fuck bites. Saw some of the bigger ones. Hopefully it's the one we're looking for so we can call it a day. There's like a particular streamer I actually wanted to catch today. Hopefully this is the one. My eyes just fixated on that left corner of the screen. Just making sure it doesn't go up too far or down too far. What was my last Arapaima? Like 7? Want to make sure, like, if this is bigger than that one, you just keep overlapping them. Come on, fishy. I'll take you home, give you a nice home where you don't have to worry about being fished up and eaten. Ye Arapaima? I don't see it on a menu. Yeah! God damn it. You fish, fuck you! I'm about to cry at this moment. Alright, this one looks massive. So, review of Paradise, Real Fishing Paradise 3D. It looks really nice. The music is kind of alright. The fishing part, not really all that exciting. It's hard to find the size of fish you want. You can't really base on anything. Like, the textures of the big fish aren't a different color. So you can't tell whether you're going for a big fish or not, so where, you know, so you waste your time catching small fish. I mean, you probably have to use the 3D component to actually see that, yeah, this is... That fish is close and it's small, that fish is close and it's bigger. But since you can't really use 3D... reliably... It's definitely bigger than 7 feet, hopefully. I could just see myself on this as just like come home with like piles of Arapaima and just throw them at the bed, just feed, and they're like, alright, where the fuck is it? Which one is it? None of these are over like the footage you require, and I think I've, like, fished up the entire lake. Am I even pulling it back? 'Cause it seems to be swimming in the back more than I'm pulling it forward. And there's no mechanic like in other games to where you can, like, tire the fish out. I think this one's one that actually, for you to actually use the control stick. I think I saw a bigger one, an even bigger one in the back. God damn it. I wish I had some kind of 3D glasses or something to, like, see this in 3D. Because Citra does have a side-by-side or analog or stereoscopic, you know, it has all your 3D options. Which, if I had a VR headset that works... Cry. I had a Windows mixed reality, and it broke. The displays just will not turn on anymore. Like, how... Like, seriously? And what I hate about the headset is that all the system thinks that it's there, but it doesn't register it as being, like, the displays being on, nor is there any, any way to, like, to tell it, you know, try to turn the displays on. And since this is a new install of Windows 10, it only wants to tell me, Like, let's set up your headset. And it's like, I can't. It won't let me center it. Because it doesn't see it as being on. And I can't go to any of the settings to check that, you know, the megahertz or the gigahertz or whatever, the refresh rate. I can't change that until I get it centered. It won't let me center anything because it's broke. And probably getting it fixed is gonna cost about as much as I bought it for, so... Cost about as much as it costs $200. I saw the price tag, it's $200. And like, to fix it's probably gonna cost $200, and it's like, no. Really wish there was a law that you can't charge more than X amount that the thing is worth in repair fees. That being said, you can't refuse repair work because you're not gonna get a super profit off of it either. That being said, if we had a way to, like, you can fix it yourself. So you don't have to take it to anything, but they made it so that there's no screws. So I can't unscrew anything to take a look at it. Like, I'm gonna literally have to pry it apart to see what's in there, and I kind of want to, like, don't, because I don't want to break it any more than it's broken, but the only way to fix it's gonna have to be to get in there to see what's going on. Which... like, it could be a cable issue. It could simply be that I just need a new cable from my computer to the thing. But they don't sell them. It's a proprietary connector thing. So it's like, you know, I used to sing the praises of Windows mixed reality, like, hey, it could be like the, you know, but like, the thing that everyone buys because it's like the cheaper one that doesn't cost $1,000. But if they're gonna like break so easily because they have a very specific way you hook them up to the computer, then you know what? Maybe just get the Oculus Quest for $300. Yeah, it's shitty Facebook, but... or what are they calling themselves now? Meta? Fuck it, they're Facebook still. But it's $300, and... as far as I know, it only connects to the computer via a USB-C. Which you can actually buy plenty of those. You don't have to buy the $90 one they sell. You can actually buy one that's like $30, and some of them that are $15. I think I once saw one for $5. And yes, apparently you can use it with Steam, your Steam games and stuff. Like, I think it was like, you can't use it at one point, and then I guess they made it so you can use it? Because so many people were like, I bought this thing and I thought I could hook it up, and I can't. Well, I'm just gonna send it back. They might have had a lot of returns of people thinking it's an actual virtual reality headset they can use with their computer. And then it's not. It's like, it's its own computer, and then you have to, like, I bought some virtual reality games, but I can't put them on this thing because it's a closed system. Which I heard you can sideload games into them, but I'm not, I don't have a Quest, Quest 2 in front of me to tell you how, so... I don't know if there's like a micro SD port or something, or you just stick it to your USB-C and then it's a USB device. That's the size we need, right? 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 That's our fish right there, right? It had to be over like 9 feet or something. Fuck yeah! This game is done! Done and dusted! We have finished the fish! I caught 6 fish! Wow, you caught it! I'm simply amazed, dude! You simply had to, like, stay on the lake for well over your like, an hour or so, and then you would have caught your fish. You've conquered every mission I have for you. Truly, you're now the fishing master. No, that's a different game. Roll credits. Got the sunken ship for the freshwater and saltwater tanks. You are an Untitled Fishing Master! I'm gonna see if I have the, 300-pound fish. Let me rest and save, and then we'll end it. I'm gonna see if I have the, audio. Congratulations, Fishing Master. There's really nothing more to teach you. Just relax and enjoy fishing as much as you like. You might encounter fish that you've never seen when you go back to the fishing locations. It'll be fun to revisit the fishing locations and reminisce about the challenges you've overcome. It's a fine day for fishing. Really? Is there really extra fish that I haven't seen yet? I am going to, I'm gonna see if I have the game audio so I can play that ending theme without it jumping and jerking like it is. Like, I'm gonna also look up a fact to see if there are extra fish to fish up, and if there are, then this game gets an omake. Which, I didn't think it would, but if there's extra fish, it gets an omake. If it's like, oh, well, you know, this fish is usually a foot, but now you can get a 10-foot one of these, I'm gonna skip it. Like, it's just the fish, but we just increased the size. Alright, oh, these little towers. Where do I want it to lean? Okay, the towers don't take up that much space. Little goddess statue. Didn't we have this in, like, the Vita version? Yeah, it's that arch from, is it Italy? I'm thinking Italy. Am I right? Yeah, that was in the Vita one. We got the sunken ship in the Vita one. Like, also, should that pyramid be that small compared to the ship? Because those ships aren't... Or maybe the pyramids are smaller than you think they are. There's our 10-foot Arapaima. You can see how the other fish compare to its size. Here, have some really tiny little pellets to eat. So smallmouth bass since, like, the beginning of the game. Our spotted gar. Arapaima, can you get out of the way? It's like like it doesn't have enough room to move. Yeah, come forward, Gar, please. Arapaima is just taking up all of the space. There we go. I don't know what knocking on the tank does. Does it, like, make it go to where it looks to the people? Like, to us? And then the northern snakehead, which is a cute little fish. Well, okay, it is still. It's only 2 feet. It's a cute little fish. Considering the 10-foot monster we got. And then the Dorado. And here's our tank. And let's see here. Rocks go away. Yeah, I already have one. Got a statue over there. I need to move some stuff around. Need this to go over here. Clap. Oh wow, this is a pirate ship. The other one was a one of them paddle boat ships. Alright, what do we got in here? Let's take a look at the tank first. Pirate ship with gold on the deck. We've got a statue looking to the back. Our bluefin tuna, which I do believe is the kind of tuna I'm going to be eating after this. I do believe they're like the bigger ones? I guess they swim toward you. Black porgy, which I've had since forever. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the game. The mahi-mahi, also known as the dolphin fish. Which, some people will just call it the dolphin or a dolphin, and you think you're like... You think like it's gonna be an actual mammal, but like, no, that's just this. And then the halibut. Alright, let me save the game. 15 hours, this game can be beaten in 15 hours. Switch to cozy. Rentime still on strike. Switch to cozy.
フルスクリーン主様。
Alright, I'm using cozy because it doesn't have any background noise. Alright, let me... switch to powering down.
パワーリングダウン主様。
Let me go here first to see, you know, so I can dig through my folders. See if I have it. Because I downloaded like a lot of them. I do have it. And they're unnamed. Let me see. Switch to cozy.
フルスクリーン主様。
Let me do a thing. Not what I want. I don't know why it's actually, like, showing anything. Alright, there we go. Hooked it up to the game audio. Yellow? Let's just go with white. Hopefully the game audio is not making any noise. But here is the ending theme. Alright. Maybe it wasn't the ending theme? There's this one. Which they could have just, you know, just had a loop on the ending credits. But this my playlist starts at 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's no 1 through 4, which it might be in 1 through 4. And then I have background music A and B. Well, I actually can't find the soundtrack on YouTube. Like, usually people are like, here's the whole game's soundtrack, either in, like, one big video, or, like, here's my playlist of it. And the only one I can find is a game rip, which is what the one I have. And I'm taking, I guess there was no, like, CDs released for the audio. Alright, this is the aquarium theme. When did that one play? Fish catching theme? Other fish catching theme. Fish catching theme part 2? Revenge of Fish Catching theme. Which is another fish catching theme, which, like, I would have thought the 10-foot fish would have had that theme. I would have been like, yeah, you caught the big one. Alright, and then there's the aquarium thing. Switch to powering down. Run tight, please. Switch to powering down. How come the captions know what's being said? Switch to powering down. Run tight. Switch to powering down.
Powering down, 主様.
I really need to get him adjusted. Oh, voice attack! I found out if, like, you have a 0 voice training data in Windows, it actually listens a lot better, even though it doesn't seem like it's listening a lot better now. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining me for the final episode of Real Fishing Paradise 3D. This will be tossed up on YouTube probably right after I hit the end button. Then I'm gonna probably go back and get the other episode and cram it on the playlist on Twitch, which we're missing a few episodes because they got mangled. So if you want to watch the full playlist, check it out on YouTube. It's the best place for all the best playlist for all the stuff is on YouTube, because Twitch doesn't give me the tools I need to do the stuff I need to do. Like, take one part and another part of a video and cut the middle part out, and then stick them together. And then, Thursday, Revenant Saga, the continuing. I don't know how sane I can remain with Revenant Saga, because it's starting to get boring. I mean, with all the fighting, the extra fights and stuff, it's like, But anyway, Revenant Saga Thursday. If there's any other games that I want to play in between, those are probably going to be a surprise. So take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me for Real Fishing Paradise 3D, and I will see you on the next Real Fishing game. Next Monday, hopefully. Whatever it is. Which means between now and then I have to make the thumbnails. Take care, everybody.